Okay, students. So today we are going to do this topic, three-dimensional geometry. So in class 10th, already you had done two-dimensional geometry. Now we are going to extend that to 3D. So here in 3D, we will have three dimensions. One is x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So let me start with the basic concept. So this is x-axis, this is origin, this is y-axis, and this one is z-axis. So this is your three-dimensional geometry. Now any arbitrary point will be of the form x comma y comma z. So this is any point which is lying in the space. So its coordinate will be x, y, z. Now based on this coordinate, if I ask you the coordinate of any arbitrary point on the x-axis, then that will be x comma 0 comma 0. Same way on the y-axis, it will be 0 by 0. Same on the z-axis, it will be 0, 0, z. Right? So this is how we can write the coordinates on coordinate axis. Now we have a concept of planes. So this particular plane, this is known as xy plane. This is xy plane. This one is yz plane. And this one is known as xz plane, yeah, zx plane. Zx plane. Now, when we are talking about this xy plane, then there z is always equal to 0. Now, how it is equal to 0? Let us visualize this. So you can assume that any corner of the room is origin. Now, your length and breadth are acting as x-axis and y-axis, and your height, that is acting as a z-axis. Now, obviously, if I ask you any point on this floor, then obviously its height will be 0. So that is why we say z is equal to 0. Now, this floor is known as xy plane. So z is always equal to 0. Now similarly, when we are talking about yz plane, here we have x is equal to 0. And when you are talking about zx plane, then your y is always equal to 0. So this is about planes. Now let us extend this idea further. Suppose we have a figure of this form. Now if I extend this further, this is suppose z-axis. This one is suppose x-axis. This one is suppose y-axis. And this is origin. Now, if this is any arbitrary point and its coordinate are a, comma b, comma c, now on the basis of this a, b, c, we have to write the remaining coordinates ourselves. Now, how to proceed? Now, already you know that the coordinates of origins are 0, 0, 0. So this is origin. Coordinate of this point will be 0, comma 0, comma 0. Now, this point is lying on the x-axis, so its coordinate will be a, comma 0, comma 0. This is lying on the y-axis, so its coordinate will be 0, p0. We are taking the reference of this particular point. So this is a point which is lying in the space. So on the basis of this, we are writing all the remaining vertices. This particular point will be 0, 0, c. This will be xy plane, so a, b, 0. This one is 0, e, c. And this one will be a, 0, c. Right? So based on this particular point A, B, C, we have written the coordinate of all the points. Okay, now as in 2D, we have a 4 quadrant. So in 3D, we have 8 octants. So we have a concept of 8 octants. Then we can decide their signs also. So for sign, a table is given in the book. You can just see that table. So on the basis of this, you can just clarify in which octant it will lie, the vertices will lie. So this is all about first exercise. Now after this, we had done distance formula. So let me recall that distance formula. So suppose two arbitrary points are given to us. The coordinate of point A are x1, y1, z1, and the coordinate of B point are suppose x2, y2, z2. Now, on the basis of this, we want to find distance. Now, how to get it? You will simply write x2 minus x1 ka whole square plus y2 minus y1 ka whole square plus z2 minus z1 ka square. So this is how we can find the distance between two arbitrary points for three-dimensional geometry. Now, in class 10, we had done it for 2D. Now we are just extending the idea to three-dimensional geometry. So now, question based on it. Sometimes they will give you the coordinate of this triangle ABC. Now they will ask you to prove that it is an equilateral. So in order to prove that it is equilateral triangle, you will find AB, you will find BC, you will find CA, and after that you can see that all the three lengths are same. So we can say it is a equilateral triangle. Sometimes they will give you this figure. They will give you a quadrilateral and prove. They will say prove that it is a parallelogram. Now how to do that? So you will call this as A, B, C, D. You will find AB, you will find BC, you will find CD, you will find AD. After finding out all the distances, you have to just see that the parallel sides of a parallelogram are equal. So you have to prove AB is equal to BC and you have to prove AD is equal to BC, right? And sometimes suppose if they are asking that prove that it is a rectangle, then for a rectangle, you know that the diagonal of a rectangle are equal. So just you have to find the diagonals and then you can prove that they are also equal, right? Sometimes they will say prove that it is a right angle triangle, then you will take the reference of Pythagoras theorem. Even sometimes they will ask that prove that the 3 points are collinear. Like 3 points are given A, B, C, and you have to prove that these are collinear. For collinear, you will just find three distances AB, BC, AC, and after that you can check that sum of any two will be equal to third. Then you can conclude that the points are collinear. So this is the basic concept for second exercise. Now after this, let's proceed further. That is section formula. So suppose you have this point A. Its coordinate are suppose x1, y1, z1. You have this point B whose coordinates are x2, y2, z2. Now suppose there is some point B, C, which divides AB in the ratio of n is to n. Now internally it is dividing. Then the coordinates of C will be n into x2 plus n into x1 upon n plus n. Similarly, you can write for others. So similarly, you can write for y coordinate as well as z coordinate. So this is for internal division. Now similarly, we have for external division. So for external division, it will be the coordinates of C will be given by this. So similarly, we will write for y and z also. So this is section formula for internal division. This is section formula for external division. Okay, now after this, we will see midpoint formula. So midpoint formula means like this point A is given, this point B is given, and C is dividing this in the ratio of 1:1. Then how to write the coordinates of this point C? So for that, it will be so midpoint formula. So it will be x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2, z1 plus z2 upon 2. This is how you will apply midpoint formula to get the vertices of this point C. Now, centroid of a triangle. So let us do how to find the centroid of a triangle, and we will prove the formula also. So suppose the vertices of a triangle are given x1, y1, z1. B is given as x2, y2, z2. C is given as x3, y3, z3. Now, this is a triangle. We want to find the coordinate of the centroid. Now, as you know, centroid is the point of intersection of all the three medians. So, if I join a median, then point of intersection of all the medians, this point G is known as the centroid. Now, the centroid will be given by x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3, z1 plus z2 plus z3 upon 3. So, this is how we can write the coordinate of the centroid G. Now, let us prove this formula. How to prove? Now, first of all, this is A, B, C. Let us call it this point as D. Now, you know that the property of the median is that it divides this BC in the ratio of 1:1. So, this D point is the midpoint of BC. So, if I want to get the coordinate of this point D, then that can be found by using midpoint formula. So, let us apply midpoint formula, get the vertices of D. So, this is your first step. The coordinates of D will be x2 plus x3 upon 2, comma, y2 plus y3 upon 2, comma, z2 plus z3 upon 2. So this is how we can get the coordinates of point D using midpoint formula. Now you know that this is the property of the midpoint, this median, that it divides, G divides this AD in the ratio of 2:1. Now let us apply section formula on this AD, and we will get the coordinates of this G. Divides AD in the ratio of 2:1. So now you will say coordinates of G. So 2 into this, so that is 2 into x2 plus x3 upon 2 plus 1 into x1 whole upon plus 1. So just I am applying the application of section formula, or I had applied section formula. This ratio is 2:1. So 2 into this expression plus 1 into this expression divided by 2 plus 1. So this is what I have done for x coordinates. Similarly, recursively, you have to do it for y and z coordinates. So let us do that also. So it will be 2 times of y2 plus y3 upon 2 plus y1 upon plus 1. And similarly, you can write down z coordinate also. That is 2 times of z1, z2 plus z3 upon 2 plus z1 divided by plus 1. Now, after this, when you do calculations, so it will become x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3. And similarly, you can write down y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3, z1 plus z2 plus z3. So this is how we can find the coordinates of centroid, right? So this is how we will get the coordinate of the centroid. So just quickly write down this derivation for centroid of a triangle.